this be a normal field trip? With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you're seeing octopus in the neighborhood. Surfing on a sound wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at human testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic school bus. Alligator nostril, climb on the magic school bus. Spank a plankton too. On our magic school bus. Drop the river of lava on the magic school bus. Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic school bus. Step inside, it's a wilder ride. Come on, ride on the magic school bus.
Now let's hit the beach.
Zap. Twang. Twang. Ugh. Twang. Wham. Twang. Zip. Twang. 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 Splat. Zap. Whap. Zong. Splat. Ugh. 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 Varroin.
Sea turtles have inhabited the ocean since the time of the dinosaurs. Hey, I bet I know how the sea turtle got its name. When the cavemen saw it for the first time, they said, "Ugh, look, sea, turtle." Ah, that tickles. You wouldn't think so, but fish can become seasick if kept on board a ship. I guess those fish don't have their sea legs, or any kind of legs. Fish don't have eyelids, so they can't ever blink them, which sounds painful. Of course, I don't even have eyes, so how would I know? Did you ever hold a shell up to your ear to hear the ocean? The sound you hear is not the ocean. It's the sound of your blood pumping in your ear. I always thought they put some kind of stereo system in there.
Click on the steering wheel to choose a destination.
Then pull the gear shift to travel there.
Click on the left or right knob to choose an object. Then click on the green button to drop it down the chute and check it out. Is what comes out anything like what you put in? Gosh, that's a rock crab. Hey, it's a butterfly fish. A dog whelk. Look, it's a clownfish. Cool, a strawberry anemone. Hey, a sea lemon. Check it out, sea lettuce. Whoa, a speckled balloonfish. Wow, a flashlight fish. Check it out, a basket starfish. Wow, it's an arrow crab. Wow, Christmas tree worms. Can you believe it? Acorn barnacles. Look, a feather boa kelp. A trumpet fish. What do you know? A swordfish. Hey, a sunfish. Look, it's a hammerhead shark. Hey, a horseshoe crab.
Why don't you try to make the perfect wave for Liz to surf on? To change the slope of the ocean floor, click on one of the funnels on the right of the screen. To make the wind stronger or weaker, use the switch under the fan. Click on Liz to see her surf, and hang 10, dudes. The slope of the beach and the strength of the wind influence the size and shape of breaking waves. Now let's hit the beach!
I'm almost done with my drawing. What'll I draw next? Oh, Carlos, it's you. I thought you were a shark.
Nah, large sharks hardly ever hang out so near the beach.
So many things to draw.
I just love the feel of warm sand under my toes.
I don't see many animals. We must have scared them all away.
We didn't scare them, Keisha. We just can't see them because many are microscopic, and most of the larger ones live underneath the sand. But they're here.
Beach animals are so lucky. They get to enjoy the sun, the wind, and the waves all day long.
Ralphie, the sun, the wind, and the waves make life at the beach super hard for some animals. That's why so many of them live in the sand, and most avoid the beach by day. It's up to you to help out Clarence Crab. He's hungry for clams, but the seabirds are hungry for him. Click on the clams to make him eat, and click on the holes to help him hide. Great! You won a fish card! Do you want to continue to the next level? Great! You won a fish card! Do you want to continue
Do you really want
to
to
the
stop
next
playing?
level? You played really well and won a lot of fish cards. But be sure to come back and win more.
Ugh, I just bit into sand. Well, I guess that's why they call them sandwiches.
Attention, everyone! It seems like we have a treasure to find and clues to follow which will lead us to it. They can be found anywhere in the ocean. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled and our minds cooking. Oh, we're going to have so much fun exploring. Click on me for the first clue. The next two are up to you. Come on, take some chances.
Ugh, I just bit into sand. Well, I guess that's why they call them sandwiches.
Sea turtles are an endangered species. We should form a Save the Sea Turtles committee.
I want to help the sea turtles too, but I don't think I have the energy for another one of her committees.
According to my research, one handful of wet sand contains about 10,000 microscopic animals. They're so small, we can't even see them without a microscope. I can't believe how many great things there are in the ocean.
Do you really want to stop playing?
In many places, a current of water moves along the beach. This is called a longshore current because it moves along the shore. Swimmers and things washed into the water move down the shore with the current. The longshore current also moves lots of sand. That's why a beach is sometimes called a river of sand. Riptides actually don't have a thing to do with tides. They're caused when water in the longshore current breaks away and speeds back towards the ocean. If you ever get caught in a riptide, just swim along the shore and soon you'll be through it. When the wind moves across water, it makes waves. If the wind blows fast for a long time, the waves get really big. Then when a wave comes near the shore, the bottom of it drags on the sand and the top falls forward, and it breaks. That's when we see the white foam near the shore.
If a lobster loses a leg when attacked by a predator, a new one grows back in its place. I guess it really knows how to get a leg up on its enemies. Limpets aren't very limp at all. They hold on the rocks with one of the strongest suction cups in the world. The suction cup of a limpet could hold a 70-pound weight. Hey, maybe they should call them strongets. Hermit crabs borrow discarded seashells to protect their soft bodies. They'll carry the house around on their back until they get too big for it. Then they'll find a bigger house to move into. I want to know something. If they got their houses on their back, how do they fit a bed and kitchen up there? To disguise themselves from enemies, sea urchins sometimes drape scraps of seaweeds over their spines. They'd use the seaweeds as scarves, too, if they had necks.
Click on the steering wheel to choose a destination. Then pull the gear.
Experiment until you know the best type of sea bottom on which kelp can grow. Click on the experiment monitor to conduct some research.
Do you want to dress me up? Click on the middle drawer. I wonder what the tide pool experiment is.
It's the tidy pool experiment, Carlo.
Tides aren't the same everywhere. That's because land and the depth of the ocean basins affect tide. In some places like the Mediterranean Sea, there isn't much difference between high and low tide. But in other places, like the Bay of Fundy in Canada, the tide can rise over 50 feet. Tidal waves, which are also called tsunamis, don't actually have anything to do with tides. They are caused by eruptions or earthquakes under the ocean. Sometimes, tidal waves travel for thousands of miles before they break onto the shore, often causing a lot of damage. Tides are the steady rising and falling of the water on the shore. They are caused by the moon and sun pulling water into bulges on different sides of the earth. As the earth rotates, a beach will pass through 2 bulges in 24 hours. So, it will go through 2 high tides and 2 low tides each day.
Peekaboo.
Okay, let's see how much you know about the animals that live in the tide pool. Click the reset button to see them all at the top of the chute. Then click on the red handle that will put the animal where you think it belongs. Upper, middle, or lower zone. If you're right, it stays. If not, you get to try again. Lumpfish. Green crab. Limpet. Rock crab. Limpet. Limpet. Nudibranch. Limpet. Green crab. Sea star. Green crab. Hermit crab. Middle zone.
I wonder if these barnacles get shaken up when a wave comes crashing in.
Barnacles make a really strong glue that fastens them to the rock.
I wonder if these barnacles get shaken up when a wave comes crashing in.
Barnacles make a really strong glue that fastens them to the rock.
See that fish? That's Sunny. Help her get home by moving her with the arrow keys, but watch out for the rocks in the changing tide. Press the space bar to make her jump. The tide is high.
Great! You won a fish card.
Leap the beak.
Are you sure you want to quit this game?
Wasn't that fun? Come back and play again.
Tim, watch how that dog whelk eats that mussel. It'll drill a hole through the shell with its radula, which is tongue-like and covered with teeth, and then feed on the soft body inside.
Ugh.
Oh, that hermit crab is too big for its shell. Can't we help find it a new home? According to my research, it doesn't need our help. Whenever it gets too big for its shell, it just finds an empty shell with a better fit and moves right in.
Way to go, little scale worm! Rolling into a ball and away from predators is a terrific form of protection. Looks like I can't get enough fun in the sun. Back to the beach!
Whales have lungs, like other mammals, so they have to come up to the surface of the water for air. When diving and hunting for food in the deep ocean, a sperm whale can hold its breath for up to 2 hours. I always said sperm whales were full of hot air. Some whales do something called breaching, which consists of leaping out of the water and falling back with a big splash. When they really get going, some will do dozens of breaches in a few minutes. That sounds like a whale of a good time to me. Spinner dolphins are quite acrobatic. They can leap out of the water and spin several times in the air before splashing back down. Ugh, I wish they'd stop. They're making me dizzy. The fastest ocean hunter is the sailfish. When chasing its prey, it can speed along at 68 miles an hour. They have to be careful, though, because they could get a ticket for speeding.
Let's do some whale watching. When the whale's tail comes out of the water, click on the camera to take its picture. Then scroll through the whale tail lock. When you think you found the match, click on the red box to see if you're right. Congratulations! You just spotted Maya the whale. That's right. That tail belongs to Otto the whale. Yes, you just spotted Bella the whale. Good job. You just identified Alika the whale. Great work. You just identified Conroy the whale. Smooth moo. You just matched Neva the whale to her tail. Nice work. You just matched Juan the whale to his tail. Congratulations! You spotted Ivan the whale. That's right. That whale tail belongs to Mahalia the whale. Good job. You just identified Alika the whale. Congratulations! You spotted Ivan the whale. Great work! You just identified Conroy the whale. Nice work! You just matched Juan the whale to his tail. What a mess! Let's clean up the kelp forest and save the animals too. Move me with the mouse. Then click on the garbage to make me bag it. And watch out for the kelp plants because they'll slow me down. Great! You won a fish card.
Are you sure you want to quit this game?
Great job! You won a lot of fish cards. Be sure you come back and win more.
How fast a fish can you design? To find out, select a tail shape, how thick you want the body to be, and a body shape. Then, click on the green button on the bottom of the screen to take your fish to the racing pool. When you get there, click on the green light at the top to start the race against a tuna. To get back to your fish design studio, click on the fish on the bottom of the screen.
Kelp plants have three main parts: a holdfast, the stipe, and the blades. The holdfast looks like the roots of a tree. It holds fast to the bottom so the kelp plant does not float away. The stipe, which looks like a tree trunk, grows up through the water so the blades can get more sunlight. Some stipes have special balloons filled with gas which helps the blades float up near the sunlit waters. The blades of a kelp are like leaves, where photosynthesis takes place and where nutrients are absorbed from the water. Like a forest on land, the kelp forest has 3 layers, or habitats. The kelp blades that float on the surface of the water form the canopy. The understory is made up of smaller kelp plants which don't reach the surface, and the bottom is covered with algae and many other kinds of ocean life. Animals are found in every layer of the kelp forest. Boy, spinner dolphins sure know how to have fun. But it makes me sad that so many of them get caught in fishing nets and drown every year.
Makes me sad too. Sometimes nets used to catch tuna also trap dolphins because they hang out together. But we can make sure our folks buy dolphin-safe tuna, which means fishermen use methods to avoid catching dolphins.
Blue whales eat krill by filling their throats with enough water to fill 50 bathtubs. Then they close their mouths and strain the water through baleen plates, arranged like teeth in a comb.
Right, and then the whale swallows the krill that gets caught in the bristly part of the baleen plates. Dinner time.
We're going to the deep ocean.
If all the oceans evaporated, Mauna Kea, found in Hawaii, would be the tallest mountain in the world. Of course, the fish wouldn't be too happy about it. Flatfish, like flounders, sole, and halibut, start their lives looking like other kinds of fish. But as they grow, their bodies flatten out so that one side becomes the bottom, with the eye on the other side moving to the top of the side to join the other one. I guess you could say they're flat-out funny looking. The giant squid, which can reach a length of over 45 feet, feeds by seizing its prey with its 2 club-shaped tentacles, which pass it back to its 8 arms. Then its powerful beak-like jaws tear the animal apart. Hasta la vista, fishy! The deepest place on Earth is the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean. It's over 36,000 feet deep. If you were to drop a steel ball into it, it would take over an hour to drop to the bottom. I hope I don't drop the keys to the bus.
right, everyone. Let's see what you know about photophores. Take a good look at the pattern on the left, and then scroll through the animals on the right to find its match. When you think you found the right one, click on the green button to see how you did. Good luck! Great job! Dragonfish. That's right. Lanternfish. Great job! Male stomiatid. Gulper eel.
In the mid-ocean area, things start to change. The blue of the ocean gets darker as the light fades. It gets colder, and pressure builds. There aren't any plants because there isn't enough light for them to grow. And there aren't very many animals because there isn't very much food. And if you go down even deeper, like 3,000 feet, you get to the deep sea, where there's no light at all. Many animals in the mid-water area travel to the upper layers every night to find food. They have bioluminescent organs, which make light. This light helps the animal blend in with the light that filters down from the surface, so it's hard for predators to see them from below. Animals that live in the deep ocean don't travel to the surface. It's probably just too long a trip for them. For animals that live in the deep ocean, there's slim pickings for food. That's why, when animals do find food, some of them gulp it down whole, even if it's bigger than they are. The deep-sea gulper eel has a large mouth, extendable jaws, and sharp teeth. One 6-inch eel was once found with a 9-inch fish coiled in its stomach. Some food from above for the bottom dweller. That hagfish will bore into the body of the dead fish, gnaw out the intestines first, then eat the meat. All it leaves behind is skin and bone.
Yuck! Remind me not to invite him over to dinner. That gulper eel is a lean, mean eating machine. That one just ate a fish bigger than itself. It's Ralphie's hero.
nodules. I know they contain manganese, nickel, copper, and cobalt, and that custom means to mine them if it wasn't so difficult. But how did they get here in the first place? The minerals built around some object, like a shark tooth. It can take millions of years for a nodule to form. That's a manganese nodule. I know they contain manganese, nickel, copper, and cobalt, and that custom means to mine them if it wasn't so difficult. But how did they get here in the first place? The minerals built around some
You want to split the deep ocean and head for the hot vent? Buzz, get ready for us! As I always say, time at the hot vents is time well spent.
This giant tube worm has no mouth or digestive system. But that's all right because bacteria living inside it provide it with food.
No mouth. It must be speechless with...
Meet Stealth, the viperfish. Move your mouse and watch him follow the arrow. He's hungry for lanternfish, so click to make him open wide and gulp them down.
Do you want to keep on playing? Are you sure you want to quit this game? Are you sure you want to quit this game?
Baby cows aren't the only things that are called calves. A baby whale is also called a calf. I hope that fact amuses you. The sides and belly of the dragonfish aligns with organs that give off light, which draws prey towards it and lures mating partners in. Sounds like a disco to me. The gray whale can grow to be 50 feet long and weigh as much as 35 tons. Their tongues weigh about as much as a small family car. But don't try to drive one without a license. Lemon sharks give birth to 10 to 13 live baby sharks at a time. The little sharks are called pups. I don't even want to think about the diaper situation. Lemon sharks give birth to 10 to 13 live baby sharks at a time. The little sharks are called pups. I don't even want to think about the diaper situation.
Slide the red button up or down to choose an ocean depth. Check out how much food and light are available at that depth. Then press the blinking green light. What you'll get is an imaginary fish with adaptations for surviving at that depth.
Alvin is a mid-range submersible that operates in the ocean depths down to 13,000 feet. Since 1964, Alvin has made over 12,000 scientific dives. Alvin is about 25 feet long and carries a pilot and 2 observers. Special arms allow it to take temperature and other readings and collect bottom samples and different organisms. Lights and video cameras let Alvin record the area it visits. In 1979, Alvin carried the first people down to explore the deep sea vents. One kind of hot vent is called a chimney, or black smoker. With this kind of vent, jets of superheated water spew from the openings. When the hot water meets cold seawater, dissolved minerals like iron, copper, and zinc come out of the solution and build mineral chimneys. They can be as high as 150 feet. Another type of vent is like a hot water spring. The water escaping from these may already be cooled with seawater, so it streams out gently and is clear. Sea vents occur along the mid-ocean ridge, the underwater mountain range where the seafloor is spreading. When the seafloor pulls apart, hot lava rises from inside the earth to fill the gap. It cools down in the cold seawater, and the new crust cracks. Seawater seeps inside. The water heats up and is forced back up, escaping through vents. It can get as hot as 700 degrees Fahrenheit. The hot water has many minerals and chemicals in it, including hydrogen sulfide. Bacteria use this chemical to make their own food and become the base of a new food chain.
This giant tube worm has no mouth or digestive system. But that's all right because bacteria living inside it provide it with food.
No mouth. It must be speechless with gratitude for the bacteria.
Actually, the worm protects the bacteria in exchange for the food. That's called symbiosis.
As I always say, time at the hot vents is time well spent. Many of the animals here feast on bacteria. You could say it's a bacteria cafeteria.
This giant tube worm has no mouth or digestive system. But that's all right because bacteria living inside it.
Experiment until you know the best type of sea bottom on which kelp can grow.
Unlike bony fish, sharks can blink their eyes. The eyelids of shark close upwards, unlike yours, which close downwards. I guess even eyelids have their ups and downs. The radula of cone snails have tiny needle-like harpoons filled with a powerful venom, which is used to paralyze their prey. This venom is strong enough to kill people, so don't you do anything fishy around the cone snail. Some sea anemones reproduce by splitting in two, which creates an exact copy of itself. That must get very confusing. I hope they all wear name tags. Australians call the Great Barrier Reef the world's largest living thing. It's 1,250 miles long. Can you imagine how long it would take to knit a sweater for the Great Barrier Reef?
Are you ready to watch the food chain in action? Excellent! First, take a good look at your prey. When you're ready, click on the green button to see your choices for predator. When you think you know what fish can capture the prey, click on it. Then, click on the hunt button and watch Mother Nature work it out.
Corals are animals related to jellyfish and sea anemones. A single coral animal is called a polyp. Like its relatives, corals have tentacles with stinging cells that they use to get food. Reef-building corals have one-celled plants called zooxanthellae living inside them. The corals need these plants to grow. Reef-building corals need special conditions to grow. They are found in clear, shallow water, so the zooxanthellae can get sunlight to make food. They also need warm water, a firm bottom to attach to, and wave action, which brings nutrients and oxygen to the attached animals. Most reef-building corals are actually colonies of many polyps. Each animal makes a limestone skeleton shaped like a cup, but remains connected to the other polyps by a layer of tissue. As the years pass, new corals build skeletons on top of the old ones, and a reef is made. Only the surface of the reef is alive. The rest is made up of skeletons.
What a relief to be in the reef! Isn't it beautiful? There's not a ton of space or food in the coral reef, so most of the animals had to develop ways to live together. That's called symbiosis. What a relief to be in the reef! Isn't it beautiful? There's not a ton of space or food in the coral reef, so most of the animals had to develop ways to live together. That's called symbiosis. Shrinkage time! Let's check out the coral up close.
Coral reefs are made up of billions of coral skeletons. Who would have thought something so pretty was so gruesome?
I think coral reefs are really great. A whole bunch of animals live together and are connected. That's why they're called colonies. Lots of one-cell plants called zooxanthellae live inside coral polyps. Coral polyps are tiny animals, not plants. They're related to sea anemones and they catch zooplankton by stinging them with their tentacles. I guess it runs in the family.
Coral reefs are made up of billions of coral skeletons. Who would have thought something so pretty was so gruesome?
I think coral reefs are really great. A whole bunch of animals live together and are connected. That's why they're called colonies. Lots of one-cell plants called zooxanthellae live inside coral polyps. Coral polyps are tiny animals, not plants. They're related to sea anemones and they catch zooplankton by stinging them with their tentacles. I guess it runs in the family.
Coral reefs are made up of billions of coral skeletons. Who would have thought something so pretty was so gruesome?
Oh, I can't watch. That clownfish is gonna get stung by the anemone's tentacles. Don't worry, Phoebe. Clownfish aren't harmed by the stinging cells. They use anemones to protect themselves from predators.
Hey, let's play the Coral Maze game. Shannon Shark is on a mission to grab fish cards and find her way out of this maze. Use your arrow keys to move her around. Push the left and right arrow keys to turn Shannon, and push the up arrow key to move her forward.
Great! You won a fish card.
Octopuses and squids can change their color. They use these changing colors to communicate to each other. I wonder if they use loud colors to yell at each other. A single kelp plant might support more than 500,000 animals. It must be very strong. Some sea cucumbers protect themselves by spitting their insides out at their attackers. While enemies snack on their guts, the sea cucumber gets away. They grow back all the lost parts. I guess it takes a lot of guts to be a sea cucumber. Giant kelp grows as fast as 1 foot in a day. Where do they get the shoes for all those feet?
Come on, everyone. Let's grow a kelp plant and find out how conditions like temperature, wave action, and the ocean floor affect its growth. Click on the fans and the conveyor belts to see what happens. Just look at those waves! Just look at those waves! Look at those. Just look at those waves!
Kelp plants have 3 main parts: a holdfast, the stipe, and the blades. The holdfast looks like the roots of a tree. It holds fast to the bottom so the kelp plant does not float away. The stipe, which looks like a tree trunk, grows up through the water so the blades can get more sunlight. Some stipes have special balloons filled with gas which helps the blades float up near the sunlit waters. The blades of a kelp are like leaves, where photosynthesis takes place and where nutrients are absorbed from the water. Like a forest on land, the kelp forest has 3 layers, or habitats. The kelp blades that float on the surface of the water form the canopy. The understory is made up of smaller kelp plants which don't reach the surface, and the bottom is covered with algae and many other kinds of ocean life. Animals are found in every layer of the kelp forest.
You've just tuned into Kelp TV. See those pictures on the bottom? Click on one and make it appear on the big screen. Then move your mouse over the screen and watch what happens.
love knowing that things are growing. Now you see it, now you don't. Camouflage is the best protection if you're a kelp fish.
Hey, it's abalone. Some people think it's really delicious, and that's no baloney.
Garbage like this can kill marine animals. We need to keep the ocean clean.
People used to hunt sea otters for their fur. They even became an endangered species.
But now they're protected by federal law.
As I always say, there's no fun like the sun. For a kelp plant, that is. Imagine a worm that gets eaten by a crab. Then that crab gets eaten by an octopus. That's the food chain. Let's get little. Kelp, here we come!
Yo, some kelp plants have balloons filled with gas. They help the blades float near the surface of the water so they can hang out in the sun.
Kelp blades are like the leaves of a tree. The blades do photosynthesis and also absorb nutrients from the water so they can make food.
love knowing that things are growing. Now you see it, now you don't. Camouflage is the best protection if you're a kelpfish. As I always say, there's no fun like the sun. For a kelp plant, that is. Garbage like this can kill marine animals. We need to keep the ocean clean.
Click on the full bucket until you see the shape you want. Click on the shape to see the different sizes. When you know which one you want to use, click on it and drag it onto the sand. Start building. Click on the full bucket until you see the... I hate it when people leave garbage on the beach. It's gotta go in the trash can.
Experiment until you know the best type of sea bottom on which kelp can grow. Oh. Come on, everyone. Let's see if kelp grows better on rocks. Good job! You've completed an experiment showing how kelp grows best on hard surfaces and in cooler waters. I bet the next clue will be fun to solve. When the tide goes out, this seaweed dries up, but it's better again when the tide comes in. Now let's hit the beach. Come on, take some chances.
Yo, Phoebes, aren't you excited about the treasure? I bet there's a ton of golden money.
Ralphie, there are a lot more wonderful things to discover in the ocean than just money. I hate it when people leave garbage on the beach. It's up to you to help out Clarence Crab. He's hungry for clams, but the seabirds are hungry for him. Click on the clams to make him eat, and click on the holes to help him hide. Great! You won a fish card. Are you ready to continue to the
Do you
next
really want to
level?
stop playing?
That was such a great game. Make sure to come back and win some more fish cards. Look at this poor rockweed. It must get all dried out when the tide goes down.
Don't worry, Phoebes. Rockweeds can lose almost all the water in their bodies and still be okay until the tide comes in again.
Good sleuthing. Rockweeds are designed to be able to lose almost all of their water and still recover completely when the tide comes back in. I think we have another clue coming up. Have you heard the report from the forest scene about the seaweed people use to make smooth ice cream? Have you heard the report from the forest scene about the seaweed people use to make smooth ice cream?
I wonder if the animals ever get sick.
Of course they do. Haven't you ever heard of being seasick? What a mess! Let's clean up the kelp forest and save the animals too. Move me with the mouse. Then click on the garbage to make me bag it. And watch out for the kelp plants because they'll slow me down. Great! You won a fish card. Wow! You won another fish card!
Are you sure you want to quit this game?
Great job! You won a lot of fish cards. Be sure you come back and win more.
Did you know that giant kelp is in a lot of food we eat? Like ice cream? No way.
Way. See? The giant kelp makes algin, which is like a gel. Algin helps to keep foods like ice cream, cheese, and cake frosting smooth. It also prevents them from drying out.
Exactly. The algin produced by kelp plants is used in foods like ice cream to keep them smooth. That was impressive. You've solved those clues like a pro. Congratulations. The treasure awaits you in the coral reef. How completely captivating. When you get there, use your treasure scanner to find it. Good luck. That was impressive. You've solved those clues like a pro. There's not a ton of space or food in the coral reef, so most of the animals had to develop ways to live together. That's called symbiosis. Plants, plants, plants! Precious, plentiful plants! One of the most valuable treasures of the ocean is the beautiful plant life under the sea. There are so many kinds of plants, and they are always here for you to explore. That sounds like a treasure to me.